All right, what are we waiting on?
What do you think of Cody Bellinger as a player?
He's good. I mean, former MVP. You know, got a track record of a lot of success and you know, dynamic defense. I remember when he first got in the league, first base, and you know, smooth hands, dynamic center fielder, great outfielder. You know, hadn't been hadn't had the success he had early on, but definitely a lot of potential for a great player.
For a player like him, the hole that you guys have in center field, more concerned about having solid defense there, plus defense there, and hope that the offense can play up.
He's a really good fit from a perspective of it is great defense, great base running, left-handed bat with the potential to have an uptick offensively if that works out.
What's the thought process in some of that decline the last couple of years? Just health?
I think that's got to play a part in it. You know, playing through an injury, trying to come back, and learning how to balance wanting to be out on the field and actually getting fully healthy, I think is what a lot of players in my experience deal with, and trying to rush back and maybe not getting all the way there. And then, getting into a space where, you've got a leg issue, you've got a shoulder issue, and you can get into some bad habits. Those bad habits create mistakes or make it tougher to hit, and then you get into this rabbit hole of chasing, the feeling that you used to have and where you're at mechanically. So there's a lot of freedom and getting a full off season to get healthy, to recognize that and change the scenery sometimes is a benefit for a lot of guys.
How important was it from your perspective just to add a left-handed bat to the lineup? I know that was a big.
Well, we hadn't added anything yet, but I think what I would say, the potential to add a left-handed bat in our lineup was really important. We're heavy right-handed. Being able to have that versatility is nice. I don't think it's a must, but having somebody, a couple guys in there that can break that up. Happer being a switch hitter, obviously get that dynamic, but having another left-handed bat in the lineup as things shake out right now would be nice.
Are you getting a sense that you guys might be able to get one of those shortstops out there that nobody saw?
I know we're in play on a lot of players, and I think that is a position that we've been involved in. I think we'll wait and see. There's a lot of great players out there. There's also a lot of great teams in the mix to try to add players. So I know that our front office is working their tail off daily at just trying to form the best roster and team that we can possibly have. And so I have a lot of confidence in their ability to continue to add dynamic players for sure.
What kind of guy is Carlos Correa after getting a chance to spend some time with him?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten to meet with a lot of players. I think probably my favorite part of this offseason so far is meeting with some of those dynamic free agents. We've met with so many of them. It's nice to talk to baseball with some of the best players in the world and to get in that room. I've learned a lot. You hear a lot of different perspectives. It's made me better, and it's fun to tell players that haven't been a part of what Chicago is, and in Chicago, how great of a place it is. It's an easy sell, so that's been fun.
You got to play with Xander.
Yeah, why are you guys hogging all the questions?
What stands out to you about his rookie year and then the player he's become?
Man, the person, right? I mean, I think you guys can look at the numbers, but X is. He's a leader. He was at an early age. He's, the guy that sets the example. He's got a good attitude. He's a worker. Brings it every single day, and he lights up a room. I don't know how much you guys have been around him, but he lights up a room when he walks in. It's just a special human being. Good player, but a special person.
Rossi, what's your pitch to these guys just in terms of what you envision this team to be this season?
I don't think I have a pitch, it's just talking to you guys. I just answer the questions or, that are, what is it like? What's this like? What's your experience with this? What are you like? What are some things that are important to you? What have you learned about man? It's conversations, baseball. I'm not in the room to sell any. I don't think we're at a space that we have to sell the Chicago Cubs. I think it's a special place. I think the convincing or the expectation that things are going in the right direction, I think a lot of guys that are knowledgeable in baseball see. And so I'm just there answering questions.
Do you get questions like, are you guys still rebuilding? That kind of thing.
I mean, we get all kind of questions, and I think it's all we don't get that. I think the question along that line is probably more on what does next year look like? You know, what's the vision, what's the plan, and how do I fit going forward? You know, that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. What's the answer?
What's the answer to that?
To that question.
I mean, it's not that specific. I'm kind of like spitballing. Everybody asks you guys. Guys, should have brought a tape recorder. I was just giving it to you guys. But these are multiple meetings over a long stretch of time here lately. So I don't have any specifics for you. But you know, I think that like we've got a really good chance to win with our organization moving forward.
We've seen you after losses. You don't like to lose, no matter if you're 20 games under 500.
You can probably say that about any manager, but
Sure,
okay.
but, I mean, it's obvious. With
Don't single me out. You know what I mean? Like,
Is there a,
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
is there a sense of, is you're particularly rough?
Am I? God dang it! I'll try to be better next year.
Is there a sense of excitement that like things are happening where this is going to turn around? You've been a part of tear down and then slow rebuild.
I'm very confident that we're moving in the right direction for sure. Yeah, I definitely think like we're going to continue to add talented pieces. Got a chance to back off and like just look at some of the stuff that was going on in the minor leagues that's coming, like, you know, and some of the, you know, going back to being in these meetings, you walk through the dynamic of how things have been done in the past and what that took, and what trajectory we're on. You're trying to line those things up. So yeah, I think there's a bright future ahead.
How much do you need that guy that's like not only a big star player, but is also the personality to kind of lead the clubhouse? Because not every guy wants to.
Sure.
How much do you need that?
I think what I would say is what we're looking for is there's a guy that fits our way, and that we've got to fit that guy's way, right? Like that person has to be bought into what we're expecting, and some of the characteristics you're talking about of like leadership, the expectation to carry a contract, the expectation to perform every day with expectations, to be willing to still be the same person, whether it's good or bad, you know, and some of those characteristics, take the guys to dinner, maybe the person's wife needs to lead the family room. I mean, there's the dynamic within some of that is real that you're talking about, and I think all those things are important, and we look at it all, and it's got to be a mutual fit. You know, I think we look at these things a lot of the times from just like, we want this one person because of they're the best player on paper, got the best whatever we're looking at, and it's not always about that to me.
Do you have a guy behind you met with?
I would take right now any of the guys we've met with, I would love on my team.
I know you say you don't have a sales pitch, like, but is there something that excites you the most about what you can sell when it comes to this organization right now and what you can provide for players?
Yeah, I mean, like I start talking about the Cubs and like I have diarrhea in the mouth sometimes. It's like what's good? That's probably a bad quote. Don't use that. That's another one down here for you. God dang it! I'm hot today. I'm on fire. I would say I get really excited to talk about what it's like to win in Chicago, what our organization's all about, the expectations that the fans have and how they support us, the facilities we have, the coaching staff, the support staff, our front office, our ownership. Like, I start talking about those things, I have really great memories and experiences with all of that, all of Chicago, the city itself, the people, all the way down to the babysitting. It doesn't, like, it's all encompassing. So, like, when they ask me questions, it's really easy to talk positively about our group, and it's just genuine. And so I think I hope that's what these players see and recognize, is that it's just genuine realness from me that I really believe that because I've experienced it and I know what it's like, and I can speak from my true experiences as a player.
When you look at up the middle defense, from catcher, middle infield, center field, how do you view?
I was blanked out. I was thinking about my terrible quote. What'd you say?
It wasn't that bad until you brought attention.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate the love.
Up the middle defense, from
Sure.
catcher, middle infield, center field. How do you view elite defense upgrading that area for you guys and what it could do for you this season, especially when you take into account the shift restrictions and how important do you think it is addressing that part of your guys' roster over this offseason?
The best teams I've been on have played elite defense, and I think that is something that I think you can bring to a team every single day. Up the middle is obviously important, but it's everywhere, right? Obviously, taking away the shift, that's going to be the more athletic, more dynamic players you can get, the better that's going to help. I think it helps your pitching staff. People don't recognize. We don't talk enough about how the pitching and defense go together, and I think a lot of our success in the second half was solely on how we pitched and played defense in a lot of areas, and the pitching definitely carried us through a lot of those really good series that we were able to play some clean baseball. So not beating yourself, pitching and catching, and doing the things fundamentally sound, you can bring every single day. I think hitting is extremely hard. I think it's very can be very streaky and comes and goes, and yeah, I mean that's exciting to have the potential to be dynamic up the middle.
Think back to like spring training, right around the time you guys signed Seiya, and you talked about how exciting it was to kind of be in the rumors and discussions and stuff like that. Now a few months later, you're hearing a lot of those same things. Like, where's that excitement level at for you right now, as the winter meetings, free agency, all stuff's going on?
Well, I think the thing about Seiya was one player that was, this is a big pool of people that you're just kind of all over the place. So it's a lot of sit back and wait, to be honest. It's a lot of like, yeah, sure, it's nice to talk about some of the best players in the world and have those conversations and how they fit and what do you like most about this guy or that guy, and you just walk through that and have those baseball conversations are really fun. But as far as excitement, I don't think you get excited because there's back and forth, there's negotiating, and that can take a lot of twists and turns. I'll leave that for Seiya to talk about, but I have had conversations with Seiya, yes.
How do you balance wanting him to have spring training or a regular build-up versus like how cool it is for everything?
Yeah. I think like selfishly, or I put myself in his shoes, like I would love to have played for Team USA. Like how cool is that? You're going to get into the best competition in the world and be able to compete at that high level for your country. I would never want to take that away from anybody, and always kind of push that experience to you should play if that's where your heart is. He's our starting right fielder. He's going to be in the lineup. So like, whether you have a clean spring training and things aren't perfect to start or whatever, if that was the case, or maybe starts on fire because of already facing great pitching, like none of us know that, but I don't think that would be something we'll blame or make an excuse. It doesn't matter. You got to go out and play and perform and win games. So like, he's our starting right fielder. He'll be prepared. He works his tail off. That's it already? Yes. All right. Thank you guys.